Good morning. Welcome back to BT. Unfortunately, we have a problem outside of our view, and it's on the eastbound 401 approaching Winston Churchill, where we have the two left lanes blocked, and that's all because of a collision. So we're looking at heavy delays on the eastbound 401, anywhere from about the 407 to about east of Mavis. So this is an area that you do want to avoid. It is very, very heavy, of course, because of typical volume heading out of the Milton area, and of course that problem. So again, the two left lanes are blocked approaching Winston Churchill. Take a look at the eastbound 401. Otherwise, we're just looking at typical volume delays. It's busy right now from east of Winston Churchill to about Mavis, and then we have delays from Renforth to Weston, alternately express and collectors, and then things do really open up. We're also looking at volume delays on the southbound 427 from south of Dundas in the express to the Gardner ramp, and then once you get onto the Gardner, it's heavy from about Islington in the express all the way over to about Dufferin. So all in all, very busy drive heading into downtown right now, and the DVP that was good, no more. It's pretty heavy now as well. That's a look at your drive. Now sending things over to Frankie. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Days are getting longer in terms of daylight hours, and today you're going to see lots of sunshine. As a matter of fact, 15 hours and 23 minutes of daylight with a sunrise at 5:35. It sets just before 9 p.m. We should be seeing highs for this time of year right around 23, and presto, we're going to hit 23 for today. Far from the record, though, set back in 1949 at 33.3. Just to let you know, yesterday we saw about 14 millimeters of rain at Pearson. This morning, there's no rain. We're going to dry things up. Today through tomorrow, looking pretty good overall. Wednesday, late into the afternoon, though, we'll start to see some cloud into the evening. Clouds will build through Wednesday night into Thursday. And by the time we get into Thursday, we're going to see another line of some active weather push towards Toronto. And for Thursday, we could even see the threat of a thunderstorm and some cooler air return. So a high today of 23 on your Wednesday. Thursday looks like a daytime high of just 14 for game number 6 with some wet weather. We're going to keep an eye on this one. Winds out of the southwest, 30 to 40. That's a look at your weather. Now onto your news.
So what is next? We are now going to a Game 6 in the NBA Finals. The Warriors coming up with a big win over the Raps at Scotiabank Arena. Kevin Durant returning from injury in Game 5, and he had a hot start, but early in the second quarter, he's going to go down, an Achilles injury. He had to leave the game. Fourth quarter now, Raps, Kawhi scoring 14 points in that frame, giving the Raptors a 6-point lead, but the Raps just couldn't hold on. Warriors responding, 3 straight threes, taking the lead. And then, final possession of the game, ball goes into the corner to Kyle Lowry. Can't do it. Warriors win this one 106 to 105, forcing a Game 6 in Oakland Thursday night. Now, despite the win, the Warriors president of basketball operations was very emotional, talking about Durant's injury.
I don't believe there's anybody to blame, but I understand this world, and if you have to, you can blame me. I run our basketball operations department, and he's one of the most misunderstood people. He's a good teammate. He's a good person. It's not fair.
Now, of course, Durant had been sitting out for the playoffs here, was only back last night. He is going to undergo an MRI today to determine the extent of that injury. We'll be following that one as well on City News. And what a roller coaster of emotions for Raptors fans everywhere. Our guys trailed for most of the game, and just when it looked like they might steal a win, heartbreak. Our Pam Seidel was right in the thick of things down at Jurassic Park.
Thousands of fans packed Jurassic Park here tonight, and they left very disappointed, and they cleared out pretty quickly. It's almost empty, nothing left but the garbage left behind from a very rainy night. We were trailing this game the whole way through until the fourth quarter, and then we finally looked as though we were going to take it, but then Golden State came back to win it in the dying seconds. Game 5, it would have been spectacular if we could have taken it here at home, but we will go to a Game 6 on Thursday, back to Oakland. Lots of confidence here from fans, though, that we will wind up taking this game on Thursday in Oakland in Game 6.
6 would be nice. All right, thank you for that, Pam. Two other news that we're following this morning. Toronto police investigating a stabbing that happened overnight in the downtown core. Some strange circumstances in this one. And here's what we know. Some sort of altercation happening on Richmond, just east of York Street, just after midnight. A male victim suffering serious stab wounds to his leg as a result showed up, somehow ended up in an Uber rather, which then took him to a Hilton just a block west at Richmond and University. Paramedics then transporting him to a trauma center from there. We don't have any information on an arrest or suspect information. Let's get to world news now. New Yorkers briefly had flashbacks of 9/11 after a helicopter crashed into a Manhattan skyscraper, killing the pilot and shaking the building. And this is video of what's believed to be the chopper flying erratically in the rain and fog just minutes before the crash. It eventually slammed into the roof of the skyscraper, sending workers in the building scrambling to get out. The aircraft was flying in restricted airspace, crashing less than a kilometer from the Trump Tower. The pilot has been identified as 58-year-old Tim McCormick, a certified flight instructor and former volunteer fire captain. The cause of this crash is now under investigation.